Being a responsible individual don't free you from being black. Now do it.
That's right. Poor misguided soul. You have yet to learn the rules of this game.
He will. I don't want to. See, I'm smart enough to know it's not my game to play. Just a pawn like everybody else.
Used intelligently, a pawn can create a checkmate, Mr. Williams, or become a very powerful player himself.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, players and ladies, women, men, players, playettes. Once again, I want to talk to you all about something that's pretty cool here in the Academy of Higher Learning, and that is called the student. Well, what is the student? We, all of us, come into this world knowing absolutely nothing. From the time we come out of our mother's womb, the first language we learn is universal. It's called, man, we learn how to cry, right? And then as I grow along, I start to learn how to talk, learn how to walk. You know, the primaries like eating and stuff like that come natural. That's a part of our nature or God-given instincts or whatever, right? But then something happens. We go to school, right? And we start to learn academically how to read, write, spell, multiplication. And as we continue to develop, that's the main word there, we start to grow. But something weird happens, right? Roughly about the ages between 12 to 15, I noticed in my own personal experience that around that age, I think coming into preteen and teenage years, there's something called sexual transmutation where I start to change, right? And in those years, those wonder years, something weird happened. At least it happened for me. And that was, I thought I knew everything, particularly at the age of 15. Years later, I found out there were 3 enemies I had in my life, and they were called yeah, but, and I know. And I noticed that people, usually when they in their teenage years, they are at the stage where you can't tell them nothing. They know everything, right? So, like in my case, I didn't want to finish school. I became very rebellious at that age. I became disobedient. But here's the cool part, right? Here's the really cool part about it. Human beings have the most amazing ability, and that is the ability to adapt and to change. The late great Dr. William James said, the greatest discovery of his generation was that human beings could alter their lives by simply altering their attitude, their minds, right? So that means that if I change my thinking, then my life could change. But one of the things I need to do is I need to continue to be a student. I got to remain teachable, right? Now, in the beginning of the game, I had my teachers in school that taught me the academics, right? But then I get grown, right, and pursue my career or whatever. And all of a sudden, once again, I think I know everything. What I found out is that I need to continue to be a student, right? I've heard, I never did any research on it, but they said the great Albert Einstein flunked 3rd grade. How is it a guy flunks 3rd grade and yet still he becomes one of the smartest guys we know? You know, Albert Einstein, right? Well, it's called the process of learning, right? And one of the things is learning or becoming smarter is just simply mere repetition. Just like when I was in school, they made you go over your multiplications over and over again until you start to memorize them. Well, as I continue to live through life, I've also noticed that that learning is something that I need to continue to do. I mean, makes life exciting. I believe in my older years, especially like you hear about senior citizens and stuff like that, that they tell them to constantly do word games or any particular activity that has to deal with working on their brain, right? So I need to never continue to stop learning. Learning is a skill set that you never want to finish. You know, I want to be a student of life. The late, great Carter G. Woodson stated these words. He said, there are two types of education. Also, he is the founder of Black History Month, right? And he said these words. He said there are two types of education you get. The first one is the one that they give you, talking about your college or academics and stuff like that. He said the second one is the one that you will pursue for yourself. And of the two educations, the latter is going to be more efficient in your life, right? So with that being said, I need to understand that I need to continue to work on learning something. Even now, I remember on my old job, I was asked to become the supervisor because the previous supervisor left the job set. And when I took that job position, it required me to do administrative work. And in the process of that, I had to do payroll, I had to do budgeting, I had to do vacation for the guys that I was in charge of, a whole multitude of tasks. And when he put me in that position, it appeared to be overwhelming to me. But as I continued to do the job that I was instructed to do, I had to learn it. I had to continue to learn it. And as a result of it, I became a very effective supervisor in that particular position. But it's all about a skill set. Whatever you're pursuing in life, the continuation of that learning process, it never ends there, right? It never really ends. So I need to understand that. I was looking through this great telescope I got back here, and I thought about a guy by the name of Galileo. And Galileo has been classified as the founder of modern astronomy. So I'm pretty sure that at the time, this particular model didn't exist when he was looking up into the heavens, stuff like that. Today we have the Hubble telescope, we have the James Webb telescope circling the globe, and they're constantly, the universe is constantly disclosing her secrets unto us because human beings are continuing to want to learn about life, space, time, the cosmos, our existence. So it's an ongoing process, you know. I don't know where it's heading in the future. I'm pretty sure as I sit here right now in this space and this time that the human race will be moving forward as time goes on. Maybe one day, God willing, our future travelers will reach the stars, you know, and beyond, who knows? Maybe we will travel to distant planets and galaxies, but the process of that requires me to be a student, and being a student to become willing to continue to learn and to grow. So that's pretty cool. When I think about that, you know, that I, myself, need to be a student of life. You know, my grandmother, bless her soul, she got her degree in divinity after she retired. She went back to school, something she could not do when she was younger, and she finished her degree. So there you go, ladies and gents, players and playettes. Once again, this is the Ragman Effect coming at you. I just want to holler at you with some pretty cool stuff I thought was enlightening, refreshing. I want to remain a student, and I hope that everybody do that. I had a wise spiritual advisor. He told me four things I need to do in life. He said, don't give offense to anybody, don't take offense, exalt others, and remain teachable. Because when I remain teachable, it lets me know that my mind is open to new ideals and concepts. So I need to continue all the way up till I draw my last breath to remain a student of this life. I want to end with this. There's a guy named H.G. Wells, and I cannot quote exactly what he said verbatim, but I've heard the William Shatner, who was Captain Kirk on Star Trek, he made a quote by saying these words. He said, "Man must go on," but I'm going to say it, humans must go on, until we all have learned all the mysteries of space and time and all of these things and the mysteries of this universe. Still, only and still then, we will only be just beginning. I want to remain a student of the game called life. Thank y'all, and I hope y'all love that. Much love to y'all once again. Peace. I'll holler.